First thing we're going to do is look at this boomer getting upset that someone went to a sex party, I guess. Doesn't like promiscuity, doesn't like people having sex. All right. This is the guy with the sour face, Odin's Men, which is just so crazy. In his profile pic on his YouTube, he's smoking like a cigar. Very classic boomer.
Been invited to 3 parties tonight, and
hanging it, wagging it, chopping that meat.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Grizzler guy. Definitely hacking and whacking and chopping meat tonight. 3 sex parties, lots of meat to whack.
I know you're thinking there's no way that I'm going to attend all 3, to which I say, think again. I am all about breaking records.
All right, let me get this right. This man, James, they, them.
Well, it's not a man, is it? Not necessarily. You could be a they, them man if you'd like, non-binary man. But sounds like you're just trying to be gumpy. You just look a little gumpy. Is that your that nice PBR hat? Is that the same one in this? No, it's not. It's different. Solid PBR hat. Already it came distressed so that you can LARP that you work hard. Awesome. I love the fluffy chair. Adds to the manliness. His Patagonia situation. He is quite literally a stereotype. He's even got the red undertone on his angry white skin. I don't know why we get like that when we have hate in our hearts. Caucasians get all sorts of weird. It's not fluff. It's a bear skin.
His audience.
That's definitely fluff.
All children. You can hear it in other videos by the way he talks to them.
Children?
3 parties. Invited to 6 parties. So
yeah, invited to 3 sex parties. Cool.
3, get your O-ring railed and become a walking dumpster for fetish weirdos.
Okay, no one says cum dumpster twice and isn't into it. Okay? Okay, dude. You don't say cum dumpster and you're like, hate that. Hello? Who pejoratively uses the term cum dumpster? No way. Sheesh. My goodness. My goodness, sir. I sure won't be monetized for this, that's for sure. He's bleeping, I'm not. Walking cum dumpster for fetish weirdos. Yeah, fetish weirdos. Yeah, it's such a fetish to cum. Fuck. What a fetish, dude. Hey, my fetish is to cum. I'm pretty kinky. You could say I'm pretty kinky. Look, who doesn't, right? Who doesn't like a little bit? Some people are little freaks, like he said, and they don't.
Do you, where they say, do you boo? However, the audience, again, is small children. And this is on TikTok. Thanks for being here, locals.
And being of service to my community.
Full video only on locals? Yikes. What the fuck? Are you pay-gating the spicier content, bro? What even is locals? Is that a dating app for boomer men? To meet other boomer men? Is it like farmersonly.com? Come to locals.com to get your O-ring a cum dumpster. To get your O-ring, to turn your O-ring into a cum dumpster. That's what you see at locals.
One's at 5 p.m. and I'm almost there.
Perfect.
And the next one has a hard cutoff at 7, and that's in Midtown, so I gotta get there. The third one's at 9:30, also in Midtown, so this is very manageable. I have snacks, I have breath mints, I have long socks so I can stick a bottle of lube in them at close check if I need to. I am ready and prepared to make history. Okay, I'm here, I gotta go.
What a serendipitous series of events. Good for you.
Party number 1, big success. Understand, I'm trying to be more...
That was a fucking bidet, dude.
Big success. Understand.
This is fucking legendary shit. This is legendary shit. Look, he's always puckered. So you're saying they go to scheduled consensual parties and have sexual intercourse where they turn into little twink cum dumpsters? Little Twinkie dumpster cum dumpster twinks? Yeah, man, they do. Are you telling me that they take their clothes and they throb and they sweat and they? Yeah, man, they do. Yeah, you should go maybe sometime. Sounds like you're down bad, dude. That's the gist.
I'm trying to be more realistic and set my expectations these days and quit.
Again, I'm not hung up with what people do.
Again, first of all, on the bingo card, didn't say this at all. I'm not hung up. Yes, you are hung up with what people do. This is the video. I'm hung up on what this person does. So many private clips for later being created out of your voice clips just now. Wow. Oh, wow. Jeez, chat. Relax. The bedtime story is tomorrow, chat.
This gets pushed to children, right?
It doesn't get pushed to children. What are you talking about? That children can access TikTok at all, it does not mean that this is targeted at children. You can talk about whatever the fuck you want on TikTok, man. You're so silly.
On that path. Gets pushed to children.
It doesn't get pushed to
I
children.
think this is a thing to do, right?
Yes, children, when they grow up and are adults, can choose to consensually join sex parties. Like, I was a kid, you were a kid, that person was a kid. You had sex? You ever had sex? Happens. Fucking yep. It is an option. Surprise. It's an option when you grow up. Hey, when you grow up and you turn 25, because then you're actually an adult, you can go to your consensual sex parties. You know, babies know me. I'm old. I'm an old man now.
So you steal
Not as old as this fucking guy, though. Holy shit.
their youth from them. We're talking about sex parties. Now, if you were going to talk...
Your youth is not stolen from... Oh, my fucking God, dude. You know what? I grew up with one of these conservative dads. I'm a conservative dad. And this motherfucker had a borderline pornographic sign of a lady, definitely fully nude, or at least it was framed to look like she was nude, holding a poster on the side of the road like she was hitchhiking, and it says, It was misogynist. It was like, "Will cook to work" or something like that. It was essentially like, "I'll fuck you and I'll cook your dinner and I'm hitchhiking on the side of the road. You just pick me up, you just drive by, and here I am. I'm a wife." I grew up with that. I remember this quite vividly, and now I'm a little annoyed that I can't remember what it actually said because I remember everything else so well. Yeah, it was pretty stupid. Anyway, you know. That gave me an opinion about sex pretty quick. Like, I was a kid. I was a little kid.
Talk about it. You'd say, hey, use a condom, protect yourself. But, again, well, I can't stop on the part about his audience is children.
That's not true.
And this is okay.
Yes, it is okay.
This is a virtue. I'm not hung up either. But this is not where you end up to be happy when you're a minor.
Quit pulling ahead. It's all just
You're a minor? What the fuck is... This is not advocating minors go do anything. This is just like, hey, this is what I'm doing right now.
going at it with these guys, and then I'll look up and be like, oh my god, I'm in love with 6 of you. And does that work out well for me in the end? Never, not once. I'm trying to fall in love with less people, right? And I thought that I was doing a great job, and I was like, you know what, only in love with 4. I've had a great time to get out and go to the next one. And then the really hot one was like, hey, don't leave before I get your number. And I was like, anyway.
Right.
Fucking W. Right. What are you upset about? Also, fewer. You're right. What are you mad about? W. These are W's.
Don't leave before I get your number. Use this person as a walking receptacle.
Yeah, it was consensual. This guy's so I'm not hung up. You're deeply hung up. You're incredibly hung up. That's a very hung up thing to say.
For grinder sauce.
Grinder sauce? This man has an account. Grinder sauce? You ever heard anything like that in your life? Probably. You little freaks. I haven't, though. I'm innocent. I'm clean. I'm not known to be horny whatsoever. Okay? This guy is stuck in the 80s.
Golly, what does the world come to? Now, this is
Golly, what does the world come to? People having consensual sex whenever they want. Yeah.
It's been a thing, but you post it, you're happy about it, it's promoted on TikTok, pushed out to all the 11-year-olds as a virtue. Unbelievable, man.
As a virtue? It was just as like, this is what I'm doing.
Successfully sued my sperm donor, and now I get 40% of his paycheck.
Did you move on from this? Is this done?
You have no idea how happy this makes me because now I can be a stay-at-home mom because 40% of his paycheck can support me fully financially. So what happened?
You'd have to think.
Why are we on this suddenly? Are you done with that? I was ready to understand the rest of it. You fucker. You son of a bitch. Full video on locals. Oh, you want me to go to that? Oh my God. This fucking guy. I'm not going. I refuse. I want to know what the end of that story was. Does anyone know where that TikTok is? Find that TikTok for me. I want to know how the sex party went.
If I, like, was gay or something.
There were 2 more sex parties that I gotta know. This guy's worried about paternity and getting divorced already, though. Isn't that strange?
Okay, sperm donor just meaning they hooked up and she got pregnant, right? That's what you think. No, stand by.
I'm a lesbian and I can't have babies the natural way, obviously. So I went the IVF route and I went to a sperm bank and I bought sperm. I get pregnant, I have my baby, I'm living with my girlfriend. She's working full time, so she's supporting us financially. Right. And then all of a sudden she decides she wants to break up and she refuses to give me child support. She said, I don't want anything to do with this baby. I'm not on the birth certificate. I'm not legally obligated to take care of them. I'm out. And I said, well, shit, what am I going to do now? Then it occurred to me, I could sue the baby's biological father. I mean, the baby wouldn't be here without him, right?
Well, it's sperm bank. You're helping somebody.
It sounds fake. It's a sperm bank. You're helping somebody. This sounds fake. That clearly says SSX parties. He's jealous that he was invited to SSX Tricky on PS2. True. Yeah. X to doubt. Yeah, this is big rage bait. And he's taking it.
You get paid for a new bottle. And now she's suing and get 40% of his paycheck.
Yeah, man. What? Dude, rage bait is fucking insidious. These people slurp it up.
This degenerate can sit home. Unbelievable.
So my friend that works at the sperm bank got me my sperm donor's contact info, and I texted him, and I acted like it was the wrong number. And we ended up making plans. We were texting back and forth for a while. We ended up making plans to meet up. And I hung out with him for a few months, befriended him, and then I got a DNA sample off of his cup one day, like swabbed it for his saliva. I sent it in and made sure that he actually was the biological father of my child, and he was. So I took him to court to get child support, and they granted me 40% of his paycheck.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this does not sound real. And frankly, if it were real, that would be resolved pretty quickly because this TikTok was uploaded. So, I mean, yeah. This is so clearly fake. Yeah, I mean, she's just being like, hey, this is my complex scam. Like, no one would be okay with that.
God, who'd want to help anymore?
Yeah, who'd want to help anymore? Sperm donors, those goddamn selfless, just sperm. They just come in cups for charity.
As in, I guess, get paid to off into a bottle and give it to lesbians or anybody.
This man is so kinky. He wants to be let out of his little freak cage. He wants to jerk off in cups and hand it to lesbians. That is a very elaborate situation. He obviously doesn't do any research into how these places work. Of course. He didn't do anything. He just saw a TikTok and got angry.
40% of his paycheck for this.
For this?
Unreal. I hope this person's lying because this just turns everything on its head.
I hope this person's lying because my brain's broken, dude.
The person at the sperm bank gave his number. Is there no privacy? The whole thing. I haven't had enough coffee to digest this mentally. That's classic, isn't it? Her tongue ring caught in her braces.
Looks like a lip ring.
What do you have? A pair of bolt cutters? It's just perfect, these people.
These people. Getting a piercing? These people. What a fucking freak. What a little weird guy.
All this shit in their face, I do not get it. You know, when it was...
Because they like it. It looks good and cute. It's pretty rare where I see someone with a few piercings in their face and it's not like it looks good because they thought about it and they wanted it. Usually it only looks bad on teenagers that try to do it themselves.
Novel. One person had it, nose ring or something, but they all have the same stupid bullshit now.
Do they?
Look just like automatons, one after the other. Fembots. Name that movie.
I'm going to say something that
fembots.
Will make some people upset.
Right.
I think we need to normalize regretting having your children. I'm a therapist and I work with kids, teens, young adults, as well as parents. And there are so many parents who have been vulnerable enough with me in their therapy sessions to admit.
Dude, he's running. This is like a sizzle reel. This was sent to my trash pile. This is like a sizzle reel for his locals ad. This is weird, man. Okay. Does anyone have the TikTok of the sex party person? Surely one of you knows. They all look the same. It says PBR. All right. Yeah. Okay.
This has never happened to me before, but I've been invited to
Be patient.
3 sex parties tonight. And I know you're thinking there's no way that I'm going to attend all 3, to which I say, think again. I am all about breaking records and being of service to my community. One's at 5 p.m.
This is
and I'm
tagged
almost
18
there.
plus.
And
What the
next
fuck?
one's hard cut off at 7, and that's in Midtown, so I got to get there. The third one's at 9:30, also in Midtown, so this is very manageable. I have snacks, I have breath mints, I have long socks so I can stick a bottle of lube in them at close check if I need to. I am ready and prepared to make history. Okay, I'm here, I gotta go. Party number 1, big success. Understand, I'm trying to be more realistic and set my expectations these days and quit while I'm ahead. Because I'll just be going at it with these guys and then I'll look up and be like, oh my god, I'm in love with 6 of you. And does that work out well for me in the end? Never, not once. I'm trying to fall in love with less people, right? And I thought that I was doing a great job and I was like, you know what, only in love with 4. I've had a great time to get out and go to the next one. And then the really hot one was like, hey, don't leave before I get your number. And I was like, anyway, I gave it to him. Hey, don't get your hopes up. You and me both. The night is still young, though. There's so many other people I could fall in love with.
Oh, this would have fucking triggered
Like
the
an hour
fuck
later,
out of
I
him.
just left number 2. Not as good as number 1. The first one was at somebody's apartment, so very Friends vibes. And the one I just left was at, like, a sanctioned place in Midtown. There was a cover charge for this one, too, which I didn't pay because they said I looked under 25. Both were diverse and inclusive groups in terms of, like, demographic, but not in terms of mindset. Like at the first one, everyone was into everybody and like playing with everybody, and then at the second one, it was kind of like everyone's walking around like scoping each other out. And I'm like, you didn't pay $30 to scope people out. Like, what? Let's do stuff. I still had my fair share of fun, but different environments, just different experience. I have enough time to get pizza before party number 3.
Pizza!
That's what I'm doing. I also know some of you are like, you could not waterboard this information out of me, James. Why are you telling us this? Partially because I am a consenting adult and this is a normal thing that some people do. And I think there's a lot of shame and stigma where there doesn't need to be about enjoying these kind of events. There are also tons of people who think trans and non-binary people like me are not attractive and will never find love, or that we're like sterile. There's so many misconceptions. After getting dicked down by half of New York, I'm here to tell you that we are very desirable and we are very hot to many people.
This
and,
is
like,
cute!
You can be trans and non-binary and still have a healthy, wonderful sex life and still be loved. As soon as I got to the hotel where the third one was scheduled, the group was deleted on the app in which it was organized, and I was like, what? I thought maybe I had been blocked. I thought maybe I was the problem, but I wasn't. Because then I was looking at this other guy who was very clearly there for the same reasons. He was like, this just get canceled for you too? And I was like, yeah. Anyway, long story short, he was staying in the same hotel, so we just went back to his place. So was it 3? Technically, no. But was it an enjoyable evening had by all? And by all, I mean myself? Yes, I would consider this successful. And now I'm going home to shower and take my prep. I showered. I put on my bonnet.
There's a post. All right, well, we got the most of it. It's fucking, isn't that TikTok on fucking desktop? TikTok on fucking desktop. All right. The guy lied about the video. It was 2 sex parties. True! The sheer stamina required. Look. With 2 hours in between each? Easy. The hardest part for me, I would have a limp by the end of the day. That's a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking for you, boy.